G'day friends, excuse me, and welcome to our Anything Goes Saturday. So fingers crossed that we actually get this done. We're having a lot of rain where I am, and it's all come down from sort of the Gulf and across the Central West. They're in crisis at the moment, and we're in floods again. So fingers crossed that we get this done. We lost water this morning, but it's back. So this is the one sheet wonder I did up at the start of the series. Very basic, and what we're going to be using is one of these pieces. So this is one of our last pieces, and I think we've got one of these pieces left. So we've only got two pieces left. So I've grabbed some bits and pieces from the Creative Cuts to play with, or the ephemera pack to play with, but whether or not we use all them remains to be seen. So this is the piece we're going to be playing with. We were going to do this piece, but I changed my mind. I'm just going to fix this up. So I'll put that piece aside. I'll finish that off during the week, and then I'll post it on my blog. So this piece is going to go onto a piece of white, and then it's going to go on to a piece of a green, just like that. Actually, that looks like a bit of a face, doesn't it? Was it my imagination going wild? So we're just going to do that. But before we do that, just going to grab our bone folder, and I'm just going to, because I've cut this piece of paper from this side, we've got a bit of a rough edge on the opposite side. So to smooth it out, I just grab my bone folder and just run it along the edge of the paper, and it gives it that nice smooth edge. Okay, you wouldn't even notice that it had been cut from the opposite side. Okie dokie. Now we're going to bring in our rub-ons. We haven't used any of these on the cards yet, so I thought we might have a play, eh? If I can get into the things. We want our little paddle pop stick, lollipop stick, and I think we might use this one here. I've got an idea in my head, so we'll see how we go. So I always chop the piece out, that the image that I'm going to be using. Makes it a lot easier. We're just going to position this on here, just like that, so that we get an idea of where to place this. Now I'm just going to take the backing off here. Don't stick your fingers under here because it will, whoops, 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 whoops. It may come off. And I think we'll just put that onto the side, just like that, I think. Okay, press that down, and then grab your paddle pup stick and gently rub over the top. I always check as I'm going. Yeah. Sometimes you can see the colour change. Other times you just got to lift it up gently. There's a little piece there missing. I'm going to turn this around. If you don't have a paddle pop stick, you can always use your bone folder or anything that's smooth that you can rub it onto, or rub it on with, I should say. I'm missing a few pieces. Some of them aren't rubbing on, but that's all right. Okay, so that's done. Smooth. Then we'll stick this piece on, eh? Where's our glue? Whoops, I forgot it was a new glue. You could use this side if you wanted to. And I'm just going to bring it down a bit. Just like that. Making sure it's nice and straight. Now to add a little bit more interest, we're going to grab our scoreboard and I'm going to score along the top and the bottom. When I do this, I always put it in my scoreboard. To work out, or well, to find out where the first score line is going to be. Okay, once I've worked that out, I flip it over and away we go. So I might put a midgie there. I might put 2 lines along the top and we'll do the same for the bottom. Now you could score right along that edge there if you wanted to, and we may even do that, okay? Now just be very gentle with this one because we've got our rub on there, and you're not really going to see the top one, but it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to do 3 lines here. There you go, look at that. Just adds a little bit more interest. Oops, sorry. I do a lot of scoring along the edge of my papers. Then we can put this onto our green layer and then onto our card base. I'm liking all the different colour blues and greens too, actually. Now, where's our card base? Here it is. And you can do it open tent style or portrait style if you want. We're going to go this way. Bold, I should say. With our face going to the left. Oops. I only say that because it looks like a face. Okay, now we're going to add all our elements, eh? So I've grabbed that, and I thought we might put that there, but we might pop it up, I think. Well, bits and pieces. So I've actually bought some mini dimensionals. Whoops. This will add a little bit more interest because the bottom part of this ephemera shape is going to be glued down, I think. So I'm just going to let that sit there for the moment. We're not going to stick that down. There's a little butterfly here, so we'll curl its wings up. And we'll put that there like that, eh? Good. So I'm chasing. So we'll just put a little bit down the middle. We're not going to worry about the wings. And that can go there. And just hold that for a little bit. Just trying to straighten this up a bit. Okay. Now we've got that with friends, and we've got this actually, memories. So, and then I've also pulled out this little circle, the best. So I'm thinking if we put this under here, actually before we do that, let's put that there. So we can stick this down. That can stick down there. We'll put this flat. We'll put that just on the side, and it can cover that ticket, so we can stick that down. And I think we can stick all this down now. But what we're going to do, carefully lift this little bit up, and add a little bit of glue. Just like that. And then the stem is stuck down, but the top part of it is popped up, eh? Now I'm thinking we'll see how that goes. This I think we can put down here. And I'm thinking we might put this across here, right? But we'll pop that up. So, and if you didn't want this to be a card, what you could do is create this and then keep it for an inside of an album for a page, and you could add this whole piece or just this piece onto your page if you wanted to. or you could put it onto the front of an album. That would even work too. Actually, that'd be quite nice for the front of an album. There. Put that there. I might keep that. And then we can put this here, and we're going to pop this up too, eh? Actually, the more I think about that with the front of an album, the more I may do it. So who knows, you may see an album with this on the front. So I'll sit on it for a couple of days. I won't do the inside or anything. And we're just going to pop that up about there, eh? Making sure it's nice and straight before we stick it down. I might put that there, eh? Put it in its original spot. Now, if you wanted to, you could curl the petals up on these this flower, but just be very, very, very gentle, because you don't want to break the petals off. So I'm going to put that there. Then what I'm thinking, while we're doing that, let's bring in our laser cuts and see if we've got a little leaf. So let's have a look at that. There's a fern. What else have we got? There's a fern, but there's a leaf here, and what I'm thinking is, there's nothing to say. Let's pull it out first. There's actually nothing to say that we can't chop this off, eh? And then that can be stuck there like that. Or, actually, I like it without. Then we're going to bring in our enamel dots that I have here somewhere. Here they are. And we'll just finish it all with these enamel dots, eh? Let's use another green. They all tie in together. I'm not going to stick these down yet. That'll do. That aside. And then we've got some twine. So let's do some of this. I don't know whether my scissors are there. Now, if I had a thought of it, we could have tied a huge bow and stuck it under this shape here, but of course I don't think of things like that until after the fact. And I'm thinking we put that right there, right? Is that glue dot? Now when I've got twine or linen thread, I grab a glue dot and I roll that around so that it's a long sticky shape. And they're sticky. So that you're not going to see that from behind, eh? We don't want to show that behind. We're just going to stick that down like that. And that is our card for today. Well, I don't think it's going to be a card. I think I'm going to chop it back and make it the cover of an album. So I'll sit on it for a couple of days and see how we go. Now don't forget to click on the link below in the description to see what Robbie has created today, okay? And I hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. See ya. Hooray.